Kate Chopin's short story The Storm is set in the South during the 19th century, a time and place where dangerous storms were a frequent occurrence. Although the story was not published during Chopin's lifetime, it was later included in the collection The Complete Works of Kate Chopin in 1969. The Storm serves as a sequel to Chopin's previous story At the Cadian Ball. Chopin, known for her influential role in paving the way for 20th-century feminist authors like Zelda Fitzgerald, had her work featured in publications such as Atlantic Monthly and Vogue. Her writing often courted controversy and criticism due to its subject matter. The Storm delves into the theme of an adulterous affair, which is further emphasized by the setting, a stormy backdrop that befits the topic. The exact year is unspecified, but the story likely takes place in the late 1800s in the Deep South. The protagonist, Calixta, is married to Bobinôt and is the mother of their 4-year-old son, Bibi. However, she is entangled in an affair with Alcée, who is married to Clarisse. The fierce rainstorm mirrors the intensity of the affair and is used symbolically throughout the narrative to advance the unfolding story. As the story commences, Bobinôt and Bibi find themselves at a local grocery store, where they notice storm clouds gathering over their town. Opting to wait for the storm to pass, they remain inside the store. Meanwhile, Calixta is at home engaged in sewing, oblivious to the approaching storm. When she finally becomes aware of the brewing tempest, she hurriedly tends to the house, closing windows and doors, and retrieving laundry left outside on the porch. As fate would have it, Calixta's former lover, Alcée, seeks shelter from the storm and finds himself on her porch. The story unfolds from there, weaving the characters' emotions and desires with the tumultuous forces of nature. Chopin deftly uses the storm as a narrative device to accentuate the development of the affair between Calixta and Alcée and its eventual resolution. The storm in the story serves as a catalyst, bringing Calixta and Alcée together unexpectedly. Forced into Calixta's home by the intensifying storm, they find themselves reminiscing about their past feelings for each other. Symbolically, the storm represents the affair and its increasing intensity. When lightning strikes nearby, Calixta is frightened and seeks comfort in Alcée's arms. This physical encounter leads them to give in to their passionate feelings, culminating in the climax of their affair. As the storm reaches its peak, Chopin describes Calixta and Alcée laughing together despite the crashing torrents and roaring elements. The author skillfully portrays the storm's intensity as mirroring the intensity of their love. The storm, beyond propelling the plot, now also represents and verifies the unfolding romance. As the storm eventually subsides, so does the affair between Calixta and Alcée. After parting ways, both characters feel rejuvenated and happier. Calixta warmly embraces her husband Bobinôt and their son Bibi when they return home. Alcée, on the other hand, writes a loving letter to his wife, who is away with their children in Biloxi. In the letter, he encourages her to stay as long as she needs for her happiness, prioritizing her well-being over his own feelings of pain in her absence. Clarisse is delighted by the letter, finding joy and freedom in her time spent in Biloxi. Despite being devoted to her husband, she is in no hurry to return to married life. The story ends on a positive note, suggesting that everyone involved is now happier. The Storm boldly explores raw sexual passion, a subject ahead of its time in the conservative 19th century. While such topics were not openly discussed at that time, the growing skepticism towards traditional beliefs allowed for the exploration of themes like adultery in literature. Chopin presents the affair as sinful and disloyal, yet, by the conclusion, both Calixta and Alcée have developed a newfound appreciation for their respective spouses. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.